Hello, hello, happy Monday, and welcome to Making Waves with Moana Adams. I'm your host, Moana, a teenage girl with a lot to say and a lot more to learn. Today, we have the pleasure of welcoming Ava, your reigning Miss Georgia Teen USA. Ava is going to introduce herself and tell us who she is and what she does.
Hello, everyone. My name is Ava Colindres, and I'm your current Miss Georgia Teen USA. I just got back from nationals a couple of weeks ago, and it has been definitely a whirlwind trying to get back into reality. But just like Moana, I'm your average teenage girl. I'm 17 years old, and I'm a senior in high school this year. And I'm really looking forward to playing flag football and varsity cheer again.
Amazing, and of course, we want to wish her congratulations. She got first runner-up at nationals, which is incredible.
Thank you.
And we're going to get started with our current obsessions. And this is something about or in your life you're currently loving. And this week, mine is Threads. I joined Threads through the podcast when it first launched, and I loved it. And then kind of just forgot about it and started using it again this week. And I just love it so much. It's such a positive space and so much fun to be on.
That's so nice.
What is your current obsession?
Right now, I'm getting back into crocheting. So at my school, I'm probably one of the least artistic people. I'm not good with arts and crafts, but we're starting crochet club again, and I decided to sign up. And I'm really excited for this year because all of the items that we make, we donate to the Children's Hospital. So it's really nice giving back to my community and trying something new.
Oh my gosh, that's so cool. I always talk about on here trying new things, signing up for new clubs at school, so I love that. What is your high tide? And this is a motivational or inspirational self-help rec.
So I love listening to Kristen Dalton Wolf. She is my biggest role model, and I love just watching her motivational speeches because I love how she talks about both her faith and also her journey with, Miss USA and how that's really impacted her life today in the best way possible. I mean, now she has a whole career out of it, and it's just really aspiring, and I've always just looked up to her ever since I've seen her.
I love her. I love her energy. This week, my high tide is Cinna Port. She is a brand strategist and personal brand coach, and she is amazing. She does a really good job educating and is just a really great role model, and I love learning from her.
Yes, I love having role models.
So let's get started. And I want to start with your story and your platform and Beyond the Crown. So, what inspired you to start Beyond the Crown and Beautiful Differences?
So I started Beyond the Crown because I was honestly just really tired of getting, the stereotypical questions that a lot of pageant girls get, which is, oh, you just win because you're pretty, or all you do is just put on pretty dresses and play dress up all day. And I was like, people aren't seeing the hard work and dedication that it really takes to put into pageantry. So I created Beyond the Crown so I can gather non-pageant people and those in the pageant community and even some of the really famous people in the pageant community themselves. I've had some of my coaches and even former Miss USA Sarah Rose Summers come and speak at my event because I know what I'm doing is definitely making an impact on my community. And I've even had some non-pageant people come up to me and tell me after the event that, that they realized what was happening was actually really educational for them and that they wanted to really try out pageantry for themselves. And I just really love that so much.
That's amazing. So, when did marine biology come in?
So I joined Let Oceans Live organization, and that really just opened my eyes to wanting to learn more. It really just intrigued the fascination, and it was really because of my acting agency at the time when I was into acting. They were like, everyone's a part of this organization, try it out. So I joined, and we did our first beach cleanup in Savannah, Georgia, and I fell in love with it. And ever since then, it's just really opened my eyes and made me feel like Moana, and I just want to explore more and more about the ocean.
That's amazing. I am definitely an ocean girly. So, how has your background shaped your career as you've pursued marine biology and acting and modeling and pageantry and all the other amazing things that you're doing?
So definitely with my background, I would have to say it really just all came from my family. They have always supported me with this. And it's because of my family that I'm in pageantry. My cousin started to do them and then I wanted to get involved. So because of her, I'm in pageantry 10 years later. And it's truly just been amazing. Pageantry has helped me, find my passions and find my love and the things that I want to do with my future now. And I really just encourage it for everybody because it will really shape you into who you want to be when you grow up.
Who are your role models as you're working towards all these goals?
Definitely my Nana. So she is nowhere near in the pageant world, but she is an immigrant from Korea. She came to America with no family, no money, not even knowing English, but she had a dream. And I really look up to her for that because that's the reason why I'm here. I'm here just doing the American dream for her. And I even said it at Miss Teen USA for my top 5 final walk because she has truly inspired me and she pushes me every day to be my best self and to continue going after the things that I've always had my heart and mind on.
How do you feel like you've changed as a person as you've pursued these things and grown through your journey?
I feel as though I have grown a lot. I've definitely, pageantry has helped me open my eyes to so many things that us girls can really do. We can achieve so much. And it's really opened my eyes to the fact that age is just a number. And I always hear a lot like, oh, you're just 15, oh, you're just 16, like, oh, you did what? And I'm like, yeah, like this is my third gold community service award. Like pageantry really gets you involved with your community. It helps you learn public speaking skills and just life skills in general that you can continue to carry on. And it's definitely helped grown me. It's helped me shape me into the young woman I am today. And without pageantry, I really do not know where I'd be.
What obstacles did you face along the way as you've competed in pageants and pursued your goals?
Definitely not letting the no's catch up to me. I mean, there was one point in time just a couple years ago where I got 9 no's in a row, and that was really hard for me. It definitely made me take a step back and think, I'm trying different things. I'm trying new coaches, different wardrobe. And what really happened for me was it was like the mindset. That's really what had to click for me. And it was really hard because I was tempted to quit and give up. And if I would have not been at Miss Teen USA, let alone be Miss Shorta Teen USA right now. And I'm so glad I didn't give up. And I really encourage that for all of those who are struggling with no's, not in pageantry, but in life overall. Life is going to hit you with a lot of them, but it's up to the strongest to continue going and push forward.
When you're holding a title that has such a deep history, how do you stay authentic and maintain your sense of self while still representing the title and its past?
Well, if you have someone like my little sister, she will always keep you humble. That's what I always like to say. She will always just make sure that whenever I take off, that crown and banner and I wipe off all of the makeup and I put on my regular clothes, she always tells me, you're still my sister. Like, you're still a good person. Like, keep being that. And it really just means a lot to me every time. She says that to me every time. She's only 8 and she always says it to me. And it means a lot to me though, because it really just makes me take a step back and realize that I'm a role model, not just in the pageant world or anything like that, but also in real life. I mean, at the end of the day, all of us have, high school and things to do, and especially in the teen division. So just being able to know that, we're still kids, we're still going to learn and make mistakes and continue on in life. It really just keeps me humble and makes me want to continue being authentic because at the end of the day, I want to be that title holder that everyone can say that they got to see themselves in or got to relate to just a little bit.
I definitely relate to being humbled by your little sister. I have one too, and they definitely get it done.
Yes.
So, how has building Beyond the Crown, how has that impacted your mindset over the course of the past few years as you built the program?
It's definitely just made me realize so many different things and things that we can do to help impact our communities and show them that us pageant girls, we put in so much time and effort into pageantry. It's definitely helped me shape my mindset. And when I have my speakers come in and them just saying their speeches and telling us, their background and their story, it means so much to me because I'm able to really just see myself in them. I mean, we're all pageant girls, and just hearing that their stories and how competing in pageantry has helped, lead to their careers today, it really opens your mind to realize that pageantry isn't just a pretty face and a crown and banner, but it's making history, it's making impacts, and it's changing lives.
So, you said that pageantry, it takes a lot of time and it can take a lot of commitment too. How do you maintain balance between pageants and school and job and building your platform?
So I actually love my school because of this. They are only a 4 hour, 4 days a week of school. And because of this college like school for grades 6 to 12, I'm able to go after the things I want to do. And I really love that so much because not only did they support me when I was going to Miss Teen USA, I mean, the female staff had a watch party, which I thought was adorable. And it just really shows that like your school can change everything for you. And for me growing up in the school that I go to, they really just help support me and made sure that I was able to prioritize my academics, which is such a priority for me, and also being involved in clubs and extracurricular activities with, sports, but also being able to go after the goals and the jobs that I want to continue to pursue as I get older.
So, what role does your mental health and self love play in your success?
It plays a huge role because, as I said earlier, when I was getting told those no's 9 times in a row, it really took a toll on my mental health and made me realize, or made me think even just like, maybe I'm not worthy of this. Maybe I need to do something different. And as I kept trying new different things and I kept getting no's, I was ready to give up and it was really hard on me mentally, but I didn't give up because of my Nana. And I remembered why she came to America for that American dream. And I wanted to make it worth it to her because that's the least I could do. And so when it comes to my mental health, I love to journal. Journaling is like my form of like my life. Like I just love it so much. I'll always wake up and I'll write like a letter to myself, my future self for the day, or just writing things that I'm anxious about or things that I'm really excited for as well. Because I realized that as I journaled, my life started to make more sense. And that's my biggest form of self-care for myself.
I love that. We talk about journaling a lot on here, and that is definitely a big one for me too. How do you deal with comparison and competition, especially in pageantry, making friendships at competition while still maintaining and continuing to be a fierce competitor?
So, growing up with sisters, I always got the quote, comparison is the thief of joy. And it's very true. And growing up with only sisters in my household, I always was able to form like really easy sisterhood, like bonding and friendships that I made at any pageant, whether it be a week long or just a weekend long. And I even met some of my best friends at competing at the state level at Miss Georgia Teen USA. And I can confirm it. It is true. You will meet your future bridesmaids and people that you will invite to your wedding at Miss Teen USA. And just making sure that you always remind yourself that yes, this is a competition, but only one girl gets to go home with that title. And the least that you can do for yourself is make friends and enjoy the moment, because at the end of the day, when you look back on your experience at your pageant, you don't want to think, oh, I was caught up in my head the whole time, or I was just in my room, because it's a competition. But you want to be able to say, I had a great time. Even though I didn't win, I still made friendships and I still got to hit those micro goals that I set for myself. And I find that very, very important.
How do you stay present during competition weekend?
Staying off of my phone. I really noticed that, especially at Miss Teen USA, while we are posting content left and right, it's also really key just to stay in the moment. I mean, you're at Miss Teen USA. This is the biggest pageant that you might ever compete in your entire life, and just really soaking in every moment, taken with the sisters that you have there, and also just experience like California. That's so far from me. Like I would never have gone to California if it wasn't for Miss Teen USA being there, and just being able to soak in what's around me because God had blessed me with this moment. It's time for me to just enjoy it and relax, and making sure that I can stay present in every single second.
I love that. So, shifting over to making waves, what does making a difference mean to you?
To me, it's making history. For me, I made history as the first Afro-Asian Latina Miss Georgia Teen USA, and that meant so much to me. It was an honor because that's actually why I created Beautiful Differences. I was bullied for my differences, being the only multicultural kid in my classes growing up, and it really took a toll on my mental health growing up. It was really hard. But I joined student council and I learned more about different ways that we can celebrate diversity. And I really just wanted to get involved in my community and do something for myself to others. And that was create Beautiful Differences. So I go to schools and I read books to the younger generations, especially the ages fourth grade and lower, because that's when I really struggled with loving myself because I always felt so different. And just making an impact, making waves, like do the things that you want to do, because you never know that like the hardest time in your life is something that somebody else could really love to hear. So that way they know that they can relate to you and come to you about their similar circumstance.
What advice would you give to teenagers interested in building a platform or making a difference or pursuing pageantry?
First, I would say come to Beyond the Crown, because there you'll learn all different kinds of things, whether it be finding out what your platform might be, or finding out that you actually do want to compete in pageantry and that it's not as scary as so many people make it seem. And just to come to Beyond the Crown because you'll learn so much, and you'll also get to see the beauty of pageantry because there's so much more than a face. I mean, at the end of the day, us pageant girls, we are a force. We all come together. You meet your sisters and your future bridesmaids there, and it's truly just a moment of impact. And just seeing so many accomplished young women come together means so much to me. So I definitely say, come to Beyond the Crown. You'll learn a lot.
How do you build a strong network and maintain strong connections with the people you meet at competition and beyond the crown?
So that's actually the power of technology right there. It is so fascinating to me just knowing that on my little tiny device, I can connect with all the friends. I mean, literally the group chat that I have from Miss Teen USA, some of my best friends that I just made, we still text in it today. Like we text in it every single day since. And it's just really true. Like staying connected, use your tiny little device that I know everybody has, because there, you'll be able to maintain the connections and the friendships that you've made over however long of a period of time that you were competing or that you were at an event with other pageant people.
You talked about setbacks and self doubt. How do you feel it's best to navigate challenges and setbacks effectively?
Definitely just taking a moment to step back and reflect on yourself. This is a time where you can really just focus on the things that you think you can change, whether it be in your performance, wardrobe, coaches, or just your overall mindset. For me, my biggest setback was my mindset. I was getting so caught up in wanting to win and not really focusing on staying present in the moment, which is why I preach it so much. And just making sure that you always prioritize your mental health because it's so important, and making sure that you just find different ways that you can prioritize self-care. For me, like I said, it's journaling. I love to journal, and also just taking time to spend time with your family and your friends and those that love you and support you, because that's who you really need in those kinds of moments.
So, looking back before starting pageantry, before competing, what is one thing you wish you knew when you started?
Definitely, like I said earlier, I had gotten so caught up in wanting to win, I made it more of a competition. So I definitely tell everyone, make the micro mini goals and enjoy the moment, stay present. For me, I wish somebody would have told me to make the mini goals, because if I would have learned that earlier, I probably wouldn't have been so caught up in here every single pageant I had gone to. But it really is just a matter of, how can I make myself proud? Like I said earlier, this is only one girl that gets to go home with the title out of however many contestants. It's a big deal. So make sure that you just take the time to enjoy it, stay present, make the friendships, and also hit the micro goals that you set for yourself. For me, my goal at Miss Teen USA was to make a best friend and to not get sick. Those were my two goals. And I can say I successfully accomplished those. And also, if it's like interview, if you want to, have a great interview, if you have like a specific topic that you really want to talk about, bring it up, make that happen. That's what I love about micro goals, because when you make them happen, you feel so accomplished, and then you get to reflect on the week on a cloud nine.
I love micro goals, and I think that for me personally, as a very progress motivated person, I think that's a great way to keep that progress going. What new challenges are you looking forward to as you continue your year as Miss Georgia Teen USA and beyond?
Definitely my next Beyond the Crown seminar. I'm so excited to get that in the works. It's already kind of happening right now, and I'm so excited for it to happen. I love Beyond the Crown. It's probably my favorite event of the year. I love to host it, and I love to just be a part of it and just seeing everybody come together. And I cannot wait for you guys to check that out. So check out the Instagram Beyond the Crown Official, because there you'll get all the info for tickets and hotel prices and everything like that.
How do you stay motivated and inspired? What keeps you going to continue to do Beyond the Crown and compete and be a strong community leader?
So, like I said previously, it's my Nana. She always keeps me motivated and keeps me driven with my goals. And also just having my family, they're so supportive of all of this. And just being able to compete in pageantry wouldn't have been possible without them. They are my number one supporters, my number one fans ever. And they're always just there for me, and they always keep me motivated. They always push me to be my best self.
How do you plan to continue making waves in the future?
Definitely just continuing spreading Beyond the Crown all over. I really want to spread it on a national level someday, and also being able to continue hosting Beyond the Crown seminars, even if it isn't with the USA organization or just in pageantry overall, because Georgia Teen USA, my title only lasts for so long anymore now. And it's just a matter of, can I continue to make this happen? And I'm so excited, and I'm looking forward to continue having those seminars and making it bigger and better each year.
So, for this week's homework, what can listeners do to implement what you discussed? Or if you had to start over, what are the first steps you would take?
I would definitely tell the listeners to maybe just do some research on pageantry. It'd be awesome. And whether it be you come to my Beyond the Crown event or you just take the time and learn yourself, because pageantry is so much harder than it looks. Like I said earlier, so many people have so many bad stereotypes about it, or really generic stereotypes. And I would really just love for more people to be educated on it and learn more about the impact and the history that we are making, because it is truly incredible how many girls are in the pageant community, but yet we feel so tight and so small. And also just implementing the micro goals. And even if it isn't in pageantry, if it's just in life, make those goals for yourself, set them for the day, journal, find different ways of self-care. I'm so big on self-care and prioritizing that, because it's truly something that everybody should prioritize, not just girls in pageantry.
Amazing. Well, where can we find you and connect online?
You can go to my Instagram, Ava Colindres, or you can also check out my Georgia Teen USA account at Miss G18 USA.
Perfect. And those links will be in the episode notes. Ava, thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you so much for having me.
Of course. And thank you so much for listening. If you love this podcast and you want to show your support, please leave a rate and review. You can also follow me on social media at the moannaadams or at makingwaves.ma. Be sure to follow this show so you never miss another episode. Don't forget to drink your water, and I will talk to you later.